News Panorama is a TV news magazine program that gives you the story behind the story.
It tells the stories the way they should be told by capturing the larger scale.
It deals with people's deep feelings on issues that, when brought to the fore, ultimately educates, informs, and entertains.
News Panorama. Capture the larger scale.
The Nigerian downstream sector is experiencing an intense petrol price war following a recent sharp reduction in the ex-depot price by the Dangote refinery to 825 naira to 840 naira per litre. This cost driven by drops in global crude rates have forced depot owners to slash prices and sparked ongoing battles over retail adjustments. The National Bureau of Statistics recently revealed that Nigeria's import bill for the petrol decreased significantly by 87.401 billion in the first quarter of 2026. Data obtained from the Bureau report titled Foreign Trade Statistics Q1 2026 showed that the total value for petrol imports fell from 2.271 trillion naira to 87.401 billion, showing a 96.2% decrease when compared to the similar period in 2025. These and many more are on our lineup this week. It is a must-watch.
Panorama. Capture the larger scale.
Welcome and thanks for joining me on the program News Panorama. I am Josephine Efanga. If you have just tuned in, you are watching News Panorama. Nigeria's dependence on imported petrol appears to be declining significantly, as recent data from Bureau of Statistics shows that petrol imports fell from over 2 trillion naira in the first quarter of 2025 to just 87 billion in the same quarter period of 2026. The sharp drop has been linked to increased local refinery, which is helping to meet domestic fuel demand. While the development is being seen as a major step towards energy self-sufficiency and economic growth, questions remain about whether the benefits of reduced fuel importation are being felt by an ordinary Nigerian. Praise Chijoke tells us more of the reports.
For many years, Nigeria has spent huge amounts of money importing petrol, despite being one of Africa's leading crude oil producers. However, recent data from National Bureau of Statistics indicates a major shift, with petrol import dropping from over 2 trillion naira in the first quarter of 2025 to just 87 billion naira in the same period of 2026. The decline has been attributed largely to increasing local refineries, particularly from the Dangote refinery, raising hopes that the country may become less dependent on imported fuel. While the development has been welcomed by many as a positive step for the economy, questions remain about whether it will eventually translate into lower fuel prices and transportation costs for Nigerians. Many respondents expressed optimism that the reduction in petrol imports could eventually lead to lower fuel prices and transportation costs, although they noted that the impact may not be immediate.
Okay, if fuel importation reduces and the local supply increases, it may affect the reduction of fuel over time. It might not happen immediately, but over time. But other things affect fuel price, like foreign exchange and maintenance, of course.
All this money we're putting into transporting our crude oil to the foreign countries to be refined, to give us our fuel and the rest of it, I feel like this money now will be used to better the economy of the country. And since our fuel is being produced locally, using Dangote's refinery, I feel like the cost of fuel, I know that the cost of fuel and the cost of transportation will drop, since the amount we're using to transport those crude oil outside the country will be used in the country. So the fuel prices and the cost of transportation is going to drop.
So I just pray to God, and I just wish our God can help us with only fuel. If fuel can come down, I believe that everything in Nigeria now will be very, very better.
Respondents also call for greater investment in local refineries, arguing that increased domestic refinery capacity would further reduce dependency on imported fuel and strengthen the nation's economy.
Invest in our local refineries, so that, imagine when the war broke out, that we were unable to take our fuel outside the country to be refined. Imagine how we were suffering. So if we have a refinery in the country, let's invest in it.
The government should focus more on our local refinery. By this, it gives us more relevance and also attract more foreign investors into our country. Now, with doing this, we can also have a well-developed country.
The Nigerian government should definitely invest more in local refineries because it will cut costs and prevent us from having to import fuel from other countries, which will make the lives of the average Nigerian easier.
While opinions vary on how soon the benefits will be felt, many residents agree that expanding local refinery is a step in the right direction and could help position Nigeria for greater energy self-sufficiency. For CRBC News Panorama, Praise Juke reporting.
Food is essential for human survival, but when improperly handled, prepared or stored, it can become a silent threat to public health. Across Nigeria, millions of people are exposed daily to contaminated food, leading to illness that range from mild discomfort to life-threatening conditions. Health experts say the burden of foodborne diseases remains a major concern, with unsafe food responsible for an estimated 53,000 deaths annually in the country. The disturbing figure has renewed calls for stricter food safety measures, improved hygiene practices, and greater public awareness to protect consumers and reduce preventable deaths. Ifeanyi Ekpeita has details, the report.
For many Nigerians, the search for affordable meals often take precedence over concerns about food safety. From open markets and roadside eateries to homes and restaurants, millions rely daily on food whose preparation and storage conditions are largely unknown. While food remains a necessity of life, health experts warn that when contaminated with harmful bacteria, viruses, parasites, or toxic substances, it can become a major threat to human health. Foodborne diseases continue to pose a significant public health challenge across the country, affecting people of all ages and placing additional pressure on the healthcare system. Diarrhea, typhoid fever, cholera, and other illnesses linked to contaminated food are among the leading causes of sickness and death, especially among children and vulnerable groups. Experts estimate that about 53,000 people die annually in Nigeria from diseases associated with unsafe food consumption, underscoring the need for improved food handling practices and increased public awareness. Speaking to Dr. Ike Okwe, the Managing Director, Aruba Specialist Hospital and Public Health Consultant with UCTH, he attributed the high number of deaths associated with unsafe food to poor hygiene practices, improper food handling and storage, as well as inadequate regulation and monitoring of food products.
In this part of the world where the way they process food, there's no agency, or there are agencies, but the agencies are not enforcing how these hygiene should be kept in the places where food have been processed, even at the lowest level where you see the mama put people on the roadside. There are agencies charged with the responsibility to inspect what people consume, even from the process of even buying the food stuff in the market. I'm sure you've been to our markets around and you see how they even display the food that we buy and consume. And then if the end user don't make effort to process those food, the chances of contaminating with yourself, from those food that already bad is there.
He further explained that symptoms such as vomiting, abdominal pain, diarrhea, nausea, and fever should not be ignored, especially when they persist. Dr. Okwe advised Nigerians to maintain proper hygiene, wash fruits and vegetables thoroughly, ensure food is properly cooked and stored, and seek prompt medical attention when symptoms of foodborne illnesses arise.
You have diarrhea from once you finish eating food, and a few hours after that you have diarrhea, with cramps. We might even come without cramps. Some are even worse, gives you headache, some gives you that discomfort that you can't even sit, and the frequency at which you pass through becomes even higher, and it could lead to dehydration. So for everybody out there, just be vigilant. Ensure that whatever you are consuming, from the vegetables, from the meat, fish, ensure that they are thoroughly washed, thoroughly well cooked, and well preserved.
Residents of Calabar Metropolis who spoke with News Panorama crew expressed concern over the increasing incidence of food-related illnesses. While some admitted being aware that contaminated food poses serious health risk, others described the statistics as alarming and called for greater sensitization to educate the public on safe food consumption practices.
What the food vendors should do is that they should take time and seal the food so that the food will not be contaminated and the food will not get spoiled or cold. So the person that ordered the food should be
very careful, and the person should always check whether the food is not contaminated or is not cooked.
First of all, the vendor have to make sure that the environment where he or she is staying to prepare the food is very, very clean and well kept. Then the utensils, because most times let me not say I noticed, but the truth is most of the times due to trying to meet up with time, especially those vendors that are into food that being supplied in the morning, most of the times they try to rush to meet up with the time so that they will make sure that they distribute to their customers on time so that the customers will not buy from the right person. So and you find out that they don't even care about what they are using for the preparation of the food and the environment.
Others advise that food vendors and individuals maintain a sanitary environment while preparing meals, ensure that their utensils are clean, and urge the government to ensure that food is available and affordable, noting that this would encourage people to choose quality over quantity and reduce the tendency to consume unhealthy meals.
The food should be prepared in a clean environment with clean cooking utensils and all of that, and also they should not expose the food to the air, because there are things like insects like flies that carry diseases on them from wherever it is, and it can contaminate the food.
Be mindful of the water. Don't open people selling buns, like street buns. You see them, it will not be covered, and these things are harmful to human consumption. So my own advice is, please, when preparing your food, please let there be proper hygiene.
I don't think people normally die in food poisoning because we do eat everything we see. Even they say if rat choke mouth in your food, if you eat it, you will contact something like that. But now, if rat enter your food, you will still chop am.
As concerns over food security continue to grow, stakeholders say addressing the challenge will require collective efforts from individuals, food vendors, health professionals, and regulatory agencies. They maintain that prioritizing proper hygiene, enforcing food safety standards, and promoting public awareness are essential steps towards reducing preventable illnesses and death associated with unsafe food consumption. For CRBC News Panorama, Ifeoluwa Ekpe-Ita reporting.
The rising cost of living in Nigeria has pushed many students in Calabar to petty trading and other small-scale businesses to support their education and personal needs. Many undergraduates now engage on businesses such as thrift sales, food vending, hair services, and online trading to cope with financial challenges. While some residents and business owners see the development as positive steps towards entrepreneurship, self-reliance, and youth empowerment, others believe excessive involvement in business activities could affect students' academic performance if not properly handled. Deborah Isonguyo tells us more in the report.
The increasing cost of living in Nigeria has continued to push many students in Calabar into petty trading and other small-scale businesses as a means of financial support while pursuing their education. Across campuses and hostels within the metropolis, many undergraduates now engage in businesses such as thrift sales, perfume oils, food vending, hair services, photography, and online trading in order to meet academic and personal needs. Some students say the businesses help them support their feeding, transportation, accommodation, and purchase of academic materials amid rising economic challenges.
In a little way, I'm not getting extra pocket money from my business. Before, I don't usually get the money that I'm getting now, but I'm getting like the gain I'm having from those products that I'm selling. So I'm getting extra pocket money from it.
As a student, my business has helped me in several ways. Doing my assignments, paying my transport to school, paying little things, buying my textbooks and other things. So my business has really helped me in a very long way.
A business owner in Calabar explained that the growing interest in petty trading among students reflect the increasing desire for financial independence and entrepreneurship among young people. The business owner also noted that many students are gradually developing entrepreneurial skills while still in school. Some residents in Calabar describe the development as a positive step towards youth empowerment and financial independence, noting that many young people are gradually becoming self-reliant. Others, however, express concern that excessive involvement in business activities may distract some students from their academic responsibilities if not properly managed.
Combining education and petty trading cannot work together if you're trying to. One must suffer. You cannot give equal attention to the both of them. One side must be slacking, and I think the part that will be slacking more is the educational part, because you're not really earning money, but then people like money, and then they will focus more on their business than their education. So yes, you can't combine the both. One will suffer, and I think it's the education that will suffer.
Combining business with academic is somehow difficult, but you just have to keep to your schedule, because when you sometimes you feel tired, sometimes with the early morning classes, assignments, running to school, you trying to keep to your business. So all of that, when trying to do all of that, you find it difficult, but you just have to keep to your schedule and make sure that as you schedule yourself, just follow it. That's how business works.
For CRBC News Panorama, Deborah Isongyo reporting.
Sports betting is becoming increasingly popular among young people in Cross River State, with many seeing it as a quick way to earn money amid rising unemployment and economic hardship. While betting businesses continue to create jobs and generate revenue, concerns are growing about the potential consequences, including addiction, financial losses, and their impact on youth development. As more residents embrace the betting culture, questions remain over whether it represents a genuine economic opportunity or an emerging social challenge. Praise Eneayi tells us more, the report.
Sports betting is becoming increasingly popular among young people in Cross River State and across Nigeria. From football predictions to virtual games, many youth now see betting as a quick way to earn money amidst rising unemployment and economic hardship. While some view betting as an opportunity to supplement their income, others argue that it is becoming a source of addiction, with many young people risking more money than they can afford to lose. To understand the growing appeal of betting, we spoke with some residents in Calabar on why they engage in it and whether they consider it a viable means of livelihood.
Yes, I do participate in betting because I see it as a platform to make extra money. Yes, I do participate in betting because I'm looking for a way to make extra money.
Many of the respondents linked the rise in betting activities to unemployment, economic pressure, and the desire to make quick money. However, some residents who do not participate in betting express concern over its increasing popularity, arguing that many young people are becoming overly dependent on it at the expense of more productive and sustainable ventures. Another respondent suggested that the government can help curb the growing betting culture by creating more employment opportunities and providing youth with skills and support to build sustainable sources of income.
There should be more job opportunities for the youth. Yes, it has, because I spend more time taking games instead of doing other things.
As betting continues to gain acceptance among young people, opinion remains divided over whether it represents a genuine economic opportunity or a growing social challenge with long-term consequences. For CRBC News Panorama, Praise Eneayi reporting.
That is all we have on our lineup this week. We hope to be back same time next week. Do keep a date with us. I am Josephine Efanga. For updates and engagement, follow us on our official social media handle, Facebook at CRBC, X formerly Twitter, Instagram and TikTok at CRBC Online, YouTube at CRBC New Media, WhatsApp on 090-377-87474. We look forward to connecting with you.